All right, so I just finished up my playthrough of Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, and I'm just like so happy right now. This is one of the first video games I've ever had. Mario 64, Shadows of the Empire, and Cruisin' USA. And I just remember this game, I've never got past level 5. That's like pretty much mostly what I remember. And like when I think of this game, I'm like, I never got past level 5. But honestly, it has to have been like 25 years since I played this game, right? And so I got the analog 3D, and the first thing I want to do is play these three games. I got 120 stars on Mario 64, and I had a week off of work. And so got 120 stars in Mario 64. And it's like, if I was checklist gaming, I'm in the middle of Gears of War 5. I should be playing Gears of War 5 and, making some progress on that over this week long break. But I was having so much fun just micro gaming Mario 64, and like I'm still excited about the analog 3D and revisiting the N64 library. So I ended up playing Gears of War 5 in my normal like evening block of time. Where like after dinner, like I get like 30 or 45 minutes of free time of whatever I want to do, and while my wife watches the kids, and then we swap, and she gets 30 or 45 minutes. That's normally when I play my big games, right? I'm trying to find other pockets of time to micro game smaller games, and N64 seems like a perfect candidate for that. I had a ton of fun getting 120 stars in Mario 64. But she was actually like sick one night on this week, and I had like the week off, so I'm just like, all right, like what else am I gonna do? We usually watch TV and movies at night. She really wasn't feeling good, so she wanted to like go to bed early, which is totally understandable. But like this is super abnormal for her. Like she never gets sick. I'm the one who always gets sick, right? So she goes to bed early, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go play some Gears of War. And I come down here, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm get this like bonus extra time right now, so this is a good time to see like, is Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, like I know it's 10 levels long, is this something that could be micro gamed or not? And so I sit down, like, I'm just gonna do the first level of the game. And it's that Battle of Hoth, and just like, flying around the snow speeder and like killing the ATSTs and the ATATs and the probe droids and stuff. It's just so many memories. Like that level is so iconic for N64 for me. So many memories came flooding back in. I feel like back then I wasn't able to play first person. I don't super remember, but like now it's like I was definitely I was using first person pretty much the entire time. It's pretty much my go-to point of view for this entire game in modern times. Um, Except doing the cable around the ATATs, that I definitely switched to third person for that. But such an incredible level. But I always found that funny about Shadows of the Empire is it's really like almost like a Doom type of game, Doom or Quake. But like it starts off with that Battle of Hoth level, and it kind of just like it's just like the has this like wacky one-off level where you're flying a snow speeder. You don't do that anywhere else in the game. And then level 2 is really like the core gameplay of the game. And, it has like all these like one-off levels throughout it, and it basically starts off with like a one-off wacky level. Level 2, I really didn't remember the level at all, except for the one room with the Wampa. I remember being terrified of that as a kid, and like when I got to that room, like those memories just came flooding back, and that was what was so fun about this game, is just unlocking those core memories. Um, I got to the ATST, and I have no idea how I beat this as a kid. Like I'm kind of at disbelief. I must have been playing as easy mode as a kid. I know right now I was playing on medium mode, but it's weird because I'm looking at the save files out there. All the save files were full, and none of them were on easy. They were all either medium, hard, or Jedi, and every single file didn't beat level 1. And it's definitely my cartridge. They all had my name on it, and one of the save files had like my sister's name on it, which was like really weird. And I know I got to level 5. Like I have the memories of level 2, so I definitely beat level 1, but the save files don't suggest that. So no idea what happened. I've definitely have lost memories there. So yeah, I got to that, but I remember that room with the ATST, but it was really hard, and I almost lost in my first like try on this level. But then I found like the room, like you start out and you can kind of cheese behind the wall, and he kind of goes around in circles, and you can hide and pop out, shoot him a bit, go back into cover, and yeah. So once I found out you can cheese him, it was easy. But I don't think I did that like as a kid. I remember like all the crates and like the upper like railways or whatever that you can run on. There's ammo and health. I remember running around that, so no clue. I must have figured out how to use seekers because those really destroy the bosses. I'm not sure. Level 3, also very iconic and memorable to me. Um, but in monitors, it seems like it was a gimme level. It was very, very easy. But yeah, sitting in the space levels, shooting the TIE fighters, ton of fun. Level 4, it kind of didn't like flood back to me right away, but it did slowly come back to me on the train. Like, it seemed like it almost felt like a Donkey Kong Country, like minecart level where you're jumping on the obstacles, but it's still like that Doom style where you're shooting most of the time. But I thought this level was really easy, except for the last boss. I have no idea how I beat that as a kid, unless I was on easy mode. But yeah, the Seekers tore him up, so I did end up beating that on my first try too. And this ended my first night of playing the game, where I was gonna just try to do one level because I did that first level and the nostalgia, and I just had so much fun that I just wanted to keep playing. I ended up playing like all four of those levels, and I went to bed on a great note. I had a ton of fun. I was very excited. I was like, because I never beat level 5 as a kid, therefore I haven't beat level 5 ever. I was like, man, I can't wait. I'm like nervous. I'm like, man, am I a better gamer now? Can I beat level 5? And so, the next day, instead of like playing Gears of War, I kind of like decided, I'm like, you know what? I have this whole week off. And like, we're not like traveling or anything. The kids are too young for that. Just taking the week off, got to use that PTO, use it or lose it. And I'm just like, you know what? I like to kind of do things like where I make the week special, like, even though we're just kind of staying home doing nothing. So I was like, you know what? I have the week off. I could be playing like Gears of War 5, but that's what I do normally on like a normal day with work and everything. I have like my normal schedule, but I have the week off. It's a little bit different. Let's make this week Shadows of the Empire week. So next day I went and played level 5 because it was clear to me after the first night that these levels are like, they could be like 20 minutes long. So this isn't great like for micro game. I can't play it for like 5 minutes, right? So level 5 I play it. And this is like the longest level of the game, hands down. And I was going slow, the first, your first run through the level, you're going very slow. You're not sure where the enemies are. They could be like peeking around corners, again, really some cheap gotchas. And I get to the boss. I know I might have like one or two lives left, and it's Boba Fett. And those memories came back. I definitely made it to Boba Fett as a kid. Those memories came back, and he just like destroyed me. Like he does so much damage. He's jetpacking around, and like I'm low on health because I couldn't figure out I lost like a dumb life from getting the jetpack for the first time and falling, like all these blunders. And so I get torn up by him, and it's just like, man, like he was really hard. I was like, I lost so many dumb lives. If I can get to Boba Fett with full lives, I think I can beat him. And so, and that's what I did. So I don't know if I did it the same day or if it was the next day or later that day. But the next time I played, I'm all prepared. I get there with I don't know if I think I got there with full lives. And I'm fighting Boba Fett. I'm doing pretty good. I think I spent like I had 5 lives. I did pretty well, or I got some challenge points from level 4. And so you get like extra lives on the next level if you do good on the level. I had 5 lives, and I'm fighting Boba Fett, and sometimes I feel like with the aiming, since the aiming's kind of wonky, um, if I get him and I'm like just able to shoot him and mash him, sometimes I'll just like sacrifice my life. I'll be like, if I can get him down like 30% or like 40% and sitting here, it's worth it because I have like 4 lives, so like I can afford to lose one, right? That was kind of my strategy going into it, and I beat Boba Fett, and there was this huge gotcha moment, and his ship comes out, the Slave One, and like he resets the health. I'm just like, oh my god! Like I think I have like 2 lives left. The ship just destroys you, it demolishes you, and I come back, and like I'm just trying to stay alive. And it's like one of those moments when I hate like multi-wave boss fights like this because it's like it's just like your heart drops. It's like just so discouraging. I feel like I saw the ship as a kid. I think that's where I gave up because of how hard the level is by itself. And then, Boba Fett is a very hard boss. And then the ship comes, and I'm just like, just my heart sunk, and it's just like, oh man. And I'm thinking, it's like, I really want to finish this game. I want to experience the full game. And so, like that night, like, I went to bed, felt like a failure. I'm talking to my wife. I'm like, I feel like such a failure. I lost. I can't beat it. I couldn't beat it as a kid. I still can't beat it now. Like, what am I doing? And I was like, I might have to drop it to easy mode, but yeah, I was just like thinking about, I'm like, man, but like I didn't know there was a second wave, so I'm like sacrificing my lives on the Boba Fett fight, thinking he's the last one. I know there was a second wave, and so I went and played it a third time, and like I just perfected the level. Like the level itself, I was like speed running it basically. Lost no lives on the level. Got to Boba Fett. I'm ready for the big fight, and I destroyed Boba Fett without losing any lives. Because I was like, well, instead of sacrificing, because like I was running around. So yeah, I forgot to mention, the previous time when I fought the Slave One for the first time, it destroyed my first life. So I'm like, this thing does serious damage, and I'm running around staying alive, and like I can't find an opening. I'm like, how the heck do you beat this guy? Because I'm running around in circles, and he keeps up with you. And then I had this like, after doing that for a little bit, I was like, I had this no dumb moment of like going underneath him, and so that way, like when he's spinning around, you can go underneath, get behind him, and start shooting him, and like that worked. But like I was too low on health and like unprepared. I used up all my good ammo, and so I got destroyed by that. Um, so this time I'm fighting Boba Fett, and I'm not using all my good ammo. I'm just using like my laser blaster. I'm actually kind of fine with just using that. And I was like, he's hurting me a bit, like getting me down like 40%. And instead of like sacrificing my life, there was like health around the area and also like additional seekers and plasma like ammo. And so I went around like healed up. I'm just like, I'm gonna keep this life alive for as long as I can, because I don't know if those heals respawn when you die. I still don't know the answer to that question. I didn't like verify that. Probably not, but yeah, I went and checked. Or I went and got them all, stayed alive, and after I beat Boba Fett, the ship came up, and like I think I like the plasma, all my plasma weapon or ammo still, and that thing just destroyed it. So I did my strategy, went underneath it, got up and destroyed it, and I was hyped. Beating level 5, I was very hyped, and I do think that was the hardest level in the game. After beating the game, I do think that was the hardest level of the game. Level 6, you're on like this speed bike. This one was like hard in a way. I definitely spent more than 3 tries to beat it, but I feel like the wind condition wasn't very good or very well explained, because like it's like, oh, you have to like beat the smugglers back to Obi-Wan Kenobi's house because Luke's there training, and you have to get there before they do. And so I thought it was like a race, and there's like 10 or 12 like speed bikers, and like I like passed one, and I can never get to the other ones. And there was this one part in the city where every time I got like kind of close, it seemed like they rubber band away. And I'm starting to get disbelief. I'm like, can you even pass another one? And like eventually, like sometimes I'd bump into them and they would die and blow up. And like there was like dots like at the top where everyone is, and I'm just like, are those look like enemy dots? Am I supposed to kill them all? I had to actually Google that one. I'm like, and then when I found out like you do have to kill them all, then I beat it on my first try. So I don't know. I don't like Googling stuff for games, but it was just like I didn't know what the win condition was. I don't think they really explain. They didn't like say like you have to destroy all of them. But yeah, they just like rubber band away. Because I at first I was like, I thought you had to get in first, and I was like, okay, well maybe I have to get there in a certain amount of time, because I think like when it when I lost, and it was just like they got there first. It was like right at 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, do I have to beat this in less than 5 minutes or something? Get to the end? Do I just have to drive really well? I don't know, but yeah, once I figured out that you had to just actually like destroy all the enemies, yeah, then I beat on my first try. Level 7 was definitely like way easier than level 5. So beat level 7 on my first try. That final boss, I don't know, wasn't too memorable. I destroyed him. And level 8 also was rather easier. There was this tentacle monster with like a bunch of tentacles. I feel like kept respawning, but I don't know what it was. It was kind of, you had to like fight him while on the jetpack, but like I don't know, my seekers, I like must have like got lucky and got it, like hit his eye and got him down to like 30% like really fast. So yeah, that one was actually kind of intense because I had like no more lives left. And it was like my first time through going in blind. And I did beat him. I remember beating him. I was like, okay, like don't do something stupid. Don't fall to my death. And then level 9, actually, well, that was like what I just did today was level 9. I was stuck on that for not a little bit. I did more than 3 tries, maybe 5 total. That one, the level is definitely way easier than level 5. The level itself is pretty easy, but the boss fight. So I think I had 4 lives total on this because I didn't do that well in the tentacle monster because I had 0 lives. So I just had like the minimum lives of 4. And this boss, it's like, okay, I beat so the boss can now use all my good ammo, just like I did like the previous 2 bosses, and I beat him. And then he comes back to a wave 2, and I'm like, I was like kind of expecting a wave 2 because Boba Fett was a 2-wave thing. So like they've already established there could be multiple waves of bosses, and so and this is level 9, right? And level 10 kind of looks like it was gonna be a spaceship level just by like the card. Like you can like see all the cards. I'm like, okay, this is like a spaceship level, most likely. So I thought 9 was probably gonna be the hardest one of the game. And it was a second wave fight. And so I kind of got destroyed by the second one because I was unprepared. I wasn't really like I lost a life, or I lost like 2 lives during the main level, just some blunders or like some gotcha moments. And then yeah, so I lose against the wave 2 boss. So then I play again. I'm like, okay, now I know that there's a second wave. Same kind of idea. Like as I like beat like the first wave of the boss and the second, I'm kind of using that same strategy of like I know I can beat this boss. I have my lives, and I got him cornered. Like a maze opens up and you can hide behind the wall, and sometimes if you're under him, he can do his like laser attacks and fire attacks and whatever his other one is, missile attacks, and just like miss you. And so like I'm in there getting there, like getting like 30% damage, and then he starts hitting me with the laser, but like I'm at 100 health, and it's doing like 5% every time it hits me, so I can sit there for a while, take the hits, and basically sacrifice a life. What I wasn't expecting was there to be a wave 3. And that was like another like, come on, like it's like, all right, I guess I have to redo the level and just perform really well. But luckily, like the level was really easy, so it was a lot less frustrating than level 5, because level 5 is like a 30-minute long level, at least at my pace. Like maybe I'm bad, but yeah. So level 9, I was able to get to the boss in like 10 minutes, so it wasn't that frustrating to like have to keep redoing it. Uh, and yeah, after like 3 tries, I beat the boss. Once I like knew it was the third wave, I was like, okay. And then I think I like just did bad my first attempt at it, but the second one I did beat it. And it was a ton of fun. Then like the spaceport level, beat that on my first try. It's another spaceship level. Starts out a lot like level 3, racking up bonus lives. I think you get one like every 20 kills or something. And then the spaceship kind of took a second to figure out like where to fly in and shoot the missiles at the thing or at the energy core. But it was just a ton of fun. And just like I think the most fun about this game is because I never passed level 5 as a kid. It's like I was like unlocking like memories that like could have existed, like that should have been there. Or like I don't know, I'm like getting the memories back on like levels 1 through 5, and then everything after that, it was just like I don't, it's like magical. It's like I don't know, it's like different than like playing a retro game for the first time that you missed out on, because it's like I did play this game, I played half of it, but I didn't beat all of it. And just like it was really cool to get that like just flooding back of all these extra levels and just how fun this game was. um and yeah, I don't know, I absolutely loved it. And I don't know, the fact that I just beat it now is just like I definitely want to play this again. And there's actually like a novel, and the end credits it says like there's a novel in comics, and like I checked Amazon, sure enough, like there's a novel like still in print. Definitely want to pick that up and add that to my just my reading hobby. Like eventually want to read that, because like the characters of this are really cool. Like the characters of this are cooler than like any of the characters in like the sequel trilogy, Dash and Xizor. Like they're just, at least their character like um art or whatever is really cool. The character design, yeah, really cool game. Very happy to have played this, and just like for 2025, this is just an absolute gem. I feel like just snuck this in barely by the end of the year. And yeah, I absolutely love it. I'm still very excited about the N64, and like also just like Star Wars games in general. Can't wait to play Rogue Squadron. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. You like Shadow of the Empires, or is it too hard? I think like I watched like a video of one of the levels. I don't remember what level it was. Was it level? I don't know if it was level 2. I went and rewatched the level of that someone played, and they're like playing it in third person. No, no, no. It was level 7, because I accidentally pressed start too fast and missed a line of dialogue at the end. And so I was just like wanted to like, oh, what did I miss out on? This was after I already beat it. And like the guy's like playing it in third person, and I cannot fathom how you play this game in third person. I'm definitely was playing in first person, really utilizing the Z button, because like if you're like looking at them, the Z button really like I don't know, helps auto target way better than just like trying to shoot at it blind. I don't even know why the developers added in like the cinematic modes, like the Resident Evil style. I have no idea how you would play this game with those kind of camera angles, or in like the top down one. Like I have no clue. This was first person or nothing for me, but yeah, like watching that video, watching them like actually play it in third person, I'm like, how are you doing this? Like, and third person's the default point of view. I can't believe that. Uh, Great game. Would be awesome to have like a sequel, or I don't know. I don't know if it really needs a remaster or not. Like, I feel like a lot of this is the charm. Like, playing it on the the analog 3D with the CRT filter. I did switch it to clean at one point on one of the levels just to check it out. I think it was the sewer level, level 8, and it was like giving me like motion sickness. Like, so yeah, to plug this in on a modern TV without those CRT filters, that was giving me like motion sickness. So CRT filters were everything with this game, in my opinion, and it was just a ton of fun. And the wacky controls is kind of like what makes the game. Honestly, I almost wouldn't want modern controls because just like I don't know, that was those constraints for the game is like what made it fun and engaging, and I was just so immersed into it. Like, you really have to focus because of those like wacky controls. If this was just a normal, if this controlled as well as like Halo or something, it would be easy, right? Uh, but I don't know. I feel like a good game can get you immersed, and I was so immersed while playing this. And yeah, that's the best part. So yeah, let me know down in the comments. What are your favorite memories with Shadow of the Empire? Have you played it? Or does this video make you want to play it? If you made it this far, like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Later.